When I say hey yo, y'all say what's good. Hey yo.
What's good?
Hey yo.
What's good?
Hey yo.
What's good?
Hey yo.
What's good?
Keith, what are we doing here, man?
Man, this is a beautiful night. We are celebrating tonight.
What are we celebrating?
We've got it's Juneteenth, y'all.
Yeah, but everybody black people.
And it's 4 years.
Yeah.
We're doing monthly events here, Amerikkka Poetry Toronto Theater.
Yeah, man. Look, I will say this right now. I'm a co-host. My name is Avery. I'll introduce myself in a minute. This is not my event, so it's not like we celebrate it. It's not we. We're celebrating Amerikkka Poetry. I had to clear the air, okay?
I appreciate that. Now, I do want to know, if you've been to the 3-year anniversary or the 2-year anniversary, I have not done this yet without Avery co-hosting with me, or without DJ Burrow. Become key pieces to this, so I hope they'll be with me in year 5. But yeah, it's a pleasure to be up here with you.
Yeah. So let's get this thing cooking. First things first, before we introduce any of the dope, and I do mean dope, like, I mean like dope. Like everybody say dope.
Dope.
Y'all know how when black people want to like really mean what they say it 2 times in a row? Especially like either they want to mean what they say or they want to remind you of what they're talking about. So like, you know, keep cool, keep, right? It's like that. But so it's like when I say dope, like dope how? Like dope. Everybody say dope.
Dope.
So before we bring these dope poets onto the stage, we gotta get a couple of ground rules laid, okay? First things first, everybody say respect the mic.
Respect the mic.
Everybody say respect the mic.
Respect the mic.
I'm gonna just tell y'all right now, it's a lot of words gonna be said on this stage. When I say a lot of words, I mean like a lot of words. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, if y'all talking and stuff like that, we ain't gonna be able to hear them, right? And I ain't gonna fake. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna get buck or anything. Because it's not, you know what, I appreciate the permission because sometimes somebody be saying something crazy and it's like, I'm just trying to catch all the different, because some people come in here and they be doing like triple and quadruple on time drills and it's like, if you miss one, you miss the whole set. And it's like, I was trying to listen, but Damien said like 5 things in a row and I couldn't catch the first 2, so I missed the rest of the 3, right? So y'all gotta be locked in. Everybody say respect the mic.
Respect the mic.
You got another ground rule before I go to the next one?
Ooh, no, you keep going.
Okay, boom. Next thing is, listen. This is a poetry function. Everybody say it's poetry. That means talk back to us, right? If you like something, let me hear y'all snap. Let me hear y'all give like y'all favorite version of like, okay, right? So some of y'all might be like, I hear you. Some of y'all might be like, okay. Some of y'all be like, I don't know. But like on the count of 3, give me your favorite, like, I guess, affirmation saying thing.
I
know that's right. Okay, say that. Everybody. Now here's the thing. If you really like what somebody said, who said that part? Who said that part? I like that part. That was good. If you really like what somebody said, everybody say rewind. That means you want them to say it again. Now I will say it is to the poet's discretion. Because I'm in the flow, I might be like, no, you just gotta watch the video. I'm not going back, right? But like I said, if you really like what somebody said, you might have to be like strategic with it, like catch it in like they took a breath, like because somebody started clapping so they know like to listen. It's like, and then somebody says, rewind. And then like, all right, man, I was able to catch my breath, I'll say it again. But again, it's to the poet's discretion. That's cool, say cool. Cool. That's cool, say cool. Cool. And that's real cool, say real cool. Real cool. You got another one?
Well, I just want to, so I was in a slam for One Mic Open's 12-year anniversary
That was dope.
on Friday.
Yeah.
And you don't normally rewind in a slam. And I said a line, I got to rewind, I was going to ignore. And then Kara McDade asked, so nice. She's like, rewind, Keith. All right. I gotta listen to Kara.
Yeah.
So bring your rewind.
And stayed at the time, yo.
I did stay on time. I knew I had time in the piece, so like I knew I wasn't cutting myself over the time limit. But yeah.
Another big thing is everybody say the word energy. Everybody say the word energy. Listen, y'all. Listen. I don't personally drink, but I know some of y'all do. It's drinks here. It's probably food. It's food somewhere.
There's food.
Keith made cookies. I don't know like who he made cookies for.
I did.
But Keith,
I'm not getting chased out of here again, Rachel.
Always made cookies. We was was all in the back, like talking about introductions and stuff like that. We walking back. I said, but where are the cookies though? Where are the cookies? He said, I got them. I said, that's cool. Like, all right, I'm straight, right?
I get them out yet.
How about say, but like, look, Bert, I got you, bro. Listen, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was trying to walk away and us not have no cookies at the end of the function. And, like, this ain't free.
Between round 1 and round 2, all poets are going to come up, do one piece, and then we're going to break, and all poets do 2. I'll break out the cookies at that time. I make 3 batches. I think I can clear the room if we all take one each.
Listen. I might have a co-host fee of like 4.
Yeah,
so maybe some of y'all are like allergic to gluten or something. Maybe I can grab me some of that. Like I'll trade you a spot for a cookie. I don't know, right? But yes, keep the energy up, right? Like talk back to folks, right? Like we artists and we sensitive, but also like we all know what it means to be affirmed in the vulnerability of performing on stage, right? We all know what it means to say, no, I did something that's important to me, and somebody spoke highly of that or spoke into that moment, right? That's what you as the audience have the opportunity to do tonight. So keep the energy up, keep talking to us, and let's have a good time. If that's cool, say cool.
Cool.
If that's cool, say cool.
Cool.
If that's real cool, say real cool.
Real cool.
Keep kick us off, big dog.
All right. So kicking off tonight's feature, please welcome up to the mic, Artistic Genius!
Happy Juneteenth.
Happy Juneteenth.
Happy Juneteenth.
Happy Juneteenth.
Thank you so much for having me, Keith. Happy anniversary to Angry Cow. My name is Artistic Genius. Real quick introduction, I host a poetry show called Say Word Wednesdays in Columbus. And I just started recently a Black Poets Festival that will be annual in Columbus. So if you want to know more about that, you can follow me at artisticgenius._. All right, let's get into this piece called The Last Salute. I do solemnly swear to support and defend a constitution that would never defend me against all enemies, foreign and domestic. But what if the enemy wears an insignia that you must salute, and this country waves a flag of blue, white and red, blood shed your body, now a rigor mortis statue, a memorial mourned by the family who thought you were safe when you signed your life away. But joining a gang and joining the military is equal danger when you are a black woman or man in America. What happens when the flag took more than it gave? When the camouflage you wear feels like a cage, and the arms you bear are heavy because you are black and never spared. No matter what the laws declare, we know racism is not dead. It is no more dead than our ancestors. It is a spirit, never silent, a presence that lingers. It is in the soil passed down. If you're actually listening, you can hear it through their eyes. It almost sounds like your favorite Jody. I left my home. It has miraculously morphed into mass incarceration and multi-year contracts. But tell me, would you choose a prison sentence or enlistment? Because there is no difference. Both paths have barbed wire fences. Ain't it a shame? You served this country sacrifice on a platter, and the only tip you got was a bullet beveled by hatred. They had to make sure you felt it, because one time isn't enough. I guess Roger Fortson needed 6 to feel the disgust of simply existing in his own apartment. Because whether it's a cop's gun or a commander's pen, the message is the same. You are expendable. Wipe your eyes, soldier, chin up, gather your bearings, speak only when spoken to, because they own you. Still, they ask me how it feels to be done with the military. I say freedom never tasted so sweet, but bitter be my best friend on days when my brain is scattered with brothers being shot and killed and sisters Houdini'd. But the proud Americans will say you should have some respect. Be grateful to have served this nation. Since we're here and you're wondering how it feels to hang up the uniform, It feels like a rare occasion, like a blue moon in the dark sky. No, it feels like a white man with a conscience for black people, unraveling the noose layered around my neck, letting my body fall limp for the ground. Never felt so safe in my life, never felt more mine. And as I drop this salute for the very last time, I'll remember those who didn't get the chance to make it out alive.
What I'm gonna say to that is, that's how you start up a 4th anniversary celebration. Is that cool with y'all? Now, Artistic Genius didn't say any of this, but homie started a Poet Fest. And this joke, what'd you say?
You want me to raise that?
Oh, no, you good, big dog. Look, take the load off, bro. take the load off. So, Artistic Genius, I'm actually gonna invite you back up to talk about that before I say the next thing. Come on. I just, you know what I'm saying? Because when you start something, you gotta be able to speak on it.
Yeah, so I've been doing Say Word Wednesdays for 2.5 years in Columbus, and it's been amazing to be able to create this community space that's safe, that's welcoming, that feels like family. And I really get inspired by the people around me, but I also listen to what God tells me to do. So I really felt in my spirit that I was supposed to create this festival for Black poets to reinvest in their craft through paid performances, this uplifting and celebrating Black culture. So the festival will be annual. We did get a $10,000 grant from Greater Columbus. Very proud of that, because as artists, we all know that sometimes we have so many ideas, but it's hard to push them out, especially if we don't have the funding behind us. So this is a big deal for poetry, especially in Columbus, in the Midwest. So it's going to be a festival that bridges the gap between poetry platforms in the Midwest, and that's never been done before. The Black Poets Fest has never been done before, so this is history that we're on the side of. So to be able to just be a vessel has been a blessing to me. So y'all gonna be hearing more about that. And if you want to follow the Black Poets Fest, it's at Black Poets Fest on Instagram. And you don't have to be black to follow it. We appreciate our allies.
Absolutely, man. Give us some G's and round of applause, y'all. Give it up. Yeah. So listen, y'all. This next poet I'm bringing to the stage is a best-selling author, an amazing educator. A former student was up here talking hallelujah. So we already know the stock they provide. You feel me? He's my good friend. He beat me in basketball a time or two. I have a point of view about that. I might have to write a poem about it. And listen, I want to say more, but I'm going to introduce him again later, so I'm going to save the rest of what I want to say later. But know it's more coming. Everybody, please give a warm welcome to my boy, Quartez.
What's up, y'all? Oh, I need a little bit more energy for Avery. It's all about your work. First time hearing your work, and I want to hear more. So this is a special night. So actually, I was just added to the bill. Someone couldn't fulfill the commitment, unfortunately. So Keith was just so generous to reach out to me, and I'm gonna be honest, my first reaction was like, I ain't got time. I'm on a really tight deadline. I'm out of school. I'm on summer vacation, so my time matters. But you know, it was really Keith's heart that led me here. And I was telling my wife on my way here, I was like, Keith has a really good heart, and that's why I'm here. And then I'm coming here, I'm like, but this room has a big heart. And to be honest, I've been under contract with 3 different books. And I'm grateful I've been able to travel around the world, become a national best-selling book. Let's go tell it. I'm working in, yeah, you can keep it. But, you know, it's a stage like this that sort of like propelled me into my, everything that's happening, right? Like, this was the doorway. I started in slam poetry, and I always tell educators, like, you have to prioritize slam because this is how young people find their way into literature, right? And I always say, you saw my student Carmen come up here, I hit him up, I need you to perform today. And I always say there will be language in the future because young people are writing right now. So you can clap for Carmen too. All right, we're gonna jump into this, we got a lot of folks. Like Avery said, what Avery left out is that me and my son beat him. We ain't matched up yet, but I challenged a lot of fathers to play me and my son. My son's a basketball player, and he tricked himself into playing basketball. He's doing everything I was afraid to do. And this is a poem about that. All right, here we go. All right. My son dribbles again and again against the chalk blue asphalt, trains fixed by the seams on his own two palms, choreographing his basketball to dance around his frame. You see, I was a kid once, a ball snapping between my legs. I got him, a voice from a bona fide playmaker, ricocheting over the sound of a double rim bending. Someone tossed me the rock. I give it up quickly, shunning calculated passes, ducking behind shirtless boys, gleaming in beads of daylight. I fear most the mayhem of laughter, slits of name-calling, that crescendo from brick shots. I was always stuck in the bottom of my head, but here, on the blue court, my son doesn't hide from anybody. With the slick of a spin move, he dizzies his giddy opponent, pulls up for a slick jump shot, flicking the swish of his wrists. The word dad rolls off his fingertips, like a sparrow floating mid-air, seeking through a red rum hoop. He smiles obliquely, he mumbles, "You see me, Dad?" Watching courtside, I see everything. My boy cutting across the arches, making and breaking shots, all while looking back at me. Thank you.
Avery,
Yes, sir.
how do you start talking about basketball and then Quartez comes up and gives a poem about basketball?
Listen, it wasn't planned, but sometimes people just be so connected.
Right? It's beautiful. Every poet that I brought here tonight, whether they were the ones originally booked or some folks stepping in like Quartez, extremely intentionally chosen. Such amazing talent in this room. Let's give it up one more time for Quartez. Ellen, would you like me to move this other mic that way? You good? Okay, cool. Give it up for Ellen Stair for getting some video. Indiana Thompson for taking photos for us. Artistic genius for kicking off the night. What a perfect way to kick this off. I do want to share some love out here for a couple folks who were on the bill, and life's out there doing what it does, and some challenges coming. Billy Tuggle wasn't able to make it in from Chicago, and Ciara Freeman's not able to make it in tonight either. Sending all our love. They're amazing poets, they're amazing humans. Some amazing folks are filling the bill as well for that, so we're still in great shape. Next up to the open mic is one of the poets that I spend the most time with. Love her so much. You can find her the 2nd and 4th Saturdays at Lift Every Voice in Bedford Heights. And if you can tell from the energy in the room, it is a great place to be. Please welcome to the mic, Allison!
What's up, y'all? Happy Juneteenth. Also, happy Pride Month. Yeah. So, like Keith said,
I'm one of the partners for Lift Every Voice Open Mic. Coming up, we have a feature on the 27th, which is Raven McClendon. But yeah, so y'all come on out. Y'all just missed Zuggie Tate over there. You missed her. So I'm gonna get into this piece. Y'all bear with me because I've been performing too much lately and my voice is like oh, say, can you see by the blood in these streets that this place doesn't smile on you, colored child, whose blood built this land with sweat in their hands. This place doesn't smile. Welcome. Welcome to the divided states of America. The new revolution. With plenty acres in one fat ass mule. Creating genocide, impromptu incarcerations. Raping homes of families that bond. Nation turning blind eye to a nation of massacre bloodlines. Paperwork was not required when they stole this place. We are all immigrants, born of slave trades, silently watching acid tears eat away years of our story. Because his story has deep fault lines of white guilt from man-made earthquakes, uncontained plagues, future sold for profit, privatizing to profiteering, claiming justified rights, money for war, none to feed the poor. We, the people, have been constantly lied to, believing in conspiracy theory status quo, toying lines of segregation like tainted cargo. Spoiled collards carry a heavy stench when sitting too long. Family cookouts turn nigger barbecues. Black pearls swing from trees. Freedom of speech castrated from chokeholds of IG, Netflix, and chill. AI-generated war tactics. Thought patterns sabotaged by orange hues. Red, white, blue, turn purple. Royalty stricken. Now a man can't ride your back unless it's bent. Redistricting for a 1 to 5, that's 1 black vote to every 5, like Texas voting legislation, standing divided. Screaming, cock-a-doodle-doo, nigga, euthanized the stray. AI-generated youth-stroking outputs of DARPA research, ion clusters, America's under judgment, nation of spectators spectating our demise, while being spoon-fed Sodom and Gomorrah, apathy runs amok. With unity, we will rise, victors. President that made it was still alive. And the president that didn't make it is still an even bigger lie. So what you gonna do now that the devil has shifted us back to a constricting temple?
It's like a clearing of the throat. Like it's like everybody clear your throat for a second. It's like my chest. It's like it's not even it's like the heel of the hand to my chest, Mama Kim. Y'all can't call her Mama Kim, only y'all can call her. But it's my, everybody take a deep breath in. And give Mama Kim a round of applause. It get heavy. Now, y'all might see this pink hat on my hip.
Sorry, I didn't mention that. Sorry.
No, it's okay. See what I'm saying? Black man got you. Okay? Didn't they scratch that ass? Listen here, y'all. Look, I was up front And I don't know if there's other pink hats. I hope for the conversation of individuality and uniqueness that there isn't, so that I could be the only one in here with one. And it is purely for selfish reasons. But Mama Kim got a clothing company. Who's the only one calling Mama Kim again? I appreciate you. Who said me? Who said that? Who said that? I see y'all laughter. But go to the vendor table, right? Tap in, get you something that's not pink, right? Do all the beautiful things and give Mama Kim another round of applause. I know I just took a deep breath, and I needed it too. But this next poet I got coming up to the stage, I always tell people this. He don't know I tell people this, but I always tell people, I'm like, this poet is the poet that taught me what the word brevity means. Like in terms of like potency and how you don't need to say a lot to say more than people feel like they needed to hear at one time, right? Like you don't need to use a lot of words to communicate a very simple point. And this is the poet that you might need to take another breath afterwards. I'm just going to say that because I remember very specifically the moment when it happened where I'm just like, okay, I need another breath after that, right? This particular poet is celebrating 4 years of having his poetry event taking place at the Rialto Theater. Give it a round of applause. And he goes by Avery Poetry. Give it up for a round of applause to my boy Keith, man.
A little more of your white privilege melts away each passing day. You sound the alarm, blow your whistles, dial 911. Colors you tried to bury beneath your weight, now becoming way too visible for your comfort. Tears run down your face as you lament how everywhere used to be so sparkly white before the climate shifted and the snow began to melt more quickly, more easily. First a stormtrooper, and then a mermaid? A Black History Month right in the middle of your pristine snow? You wonder, is nothing sacred? Is nothing pure? Is nothing white anymore? You grab history books to erase any traces of other seasons whose occasional mention may have snuck in. It is and always has been a winter wonderland in America, you insist. You've been cold while gerrymandering fire. You've been slippery while telling people they should have purchased better boots if they wanted to be able to stand. Yet despite how strongly you have tried to prevent it, spring, with all its beautiful colors, is coming anyway. Yeah, somebody came out for that. We have in this room right now, we have upcoming features, we have former features, every first Wednesday of the month, y'all. Every poet on stage tonight, not counting me, has featured in the front room for the first Wednesday of the month. So keep coming out. Or Artistic Genius was here actually in the back room when you featured. But like Artistic Genius, this next poet I met while they were performing a slam. And I was so impressed that I wanted to keep knowing them and keep hearing them. And you know, that's kind of the way it goes. You hear people. Avery, the first time I heard him, across the room, I'm vegan. Some of you might figure it out with Amerikkka poetry stuff. Sometimes it's hard when somebody does a poem to not disassociate. Avery's poem, Bacon, runs front and center through this piece. And sometimes my brain is like, oh, the sadness and all. And I just sat there mesmerized by the storytelling of Avery. I'm not calling Avery up next. That was just on my mind, so I'm telling it now. However, the next poet I saw was in a slam, and then I think the next time I saw you were in a slam, and maybe another one after that. You featured here, I've heard you perform a number of places. At this point in time, I'm excited to welcome to the mic Zuggie Tate!
Hey y'all! Happy Pride! How y'all doing? Alright, so before we get started, I did have a little announcement. So my first collection of poetry has been published by Reverie Press, and so it is now available for pre-order. So you can put in your pre-orders, and then it'll be available everywhere July 15th. Oh yeah, the name of it is Abomination Pink. But yeah, so I'm gonna do this piece. We don't talk
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
about suicide in the hood. We praise the Lord. Scream and holler like we trying to wake the dead. They must not have meant to do it. Acting like he just sleeping, pretending she ain't choose to be there. And we listen to men preach about God's plans. Them right there in that box had a plan. Found their fastest way out when I was 14. My upstairs neighbor's son committed suicide. My mother said she heard the shot, heard the body drop, heard his spirit fly right by, like he was in a rush. Maybe he was still running. Maybe he had someplace better to be. Had to get there faster than a bullet, faster than a ticking clock. I too have youthfully dreamed of this better place once. I thought about running faster than the past and thought once I heard of a 12-year-old queer child. Heard his name was Nigel. The news reporters say he killed himself. Say his bullies made him do it. And they call this a tragedy, call it an unfortunate act of God. And I remember thinking about this a lot. How lucky I was to have survived all this time. Thought myself blessed for not having been tempted away. However, now I run from another's hands. Worry some man will make me an early ghost. Send my spirit rushing wild to someplace better, whether he is draped in navy blue or sexual confusion. Either way, church folks will say, I deserved it. Or the devil made him do it. That my death will get covered up in hallelujahs and praise worship. And the preacher will say, God wanted this. And maybe he did. Maybe the man who kills me will be God, or at least treated like one. Whether him exonerated or my transness being blamed, in any case, I'll be the sinner. And maybe hell has a special place for me. Maybe that'll be the first time I ever feel warmth. And that thought scares me to death. That dying could be the only heat I'll have in this life, whether I choose it or someone else chooses for me. What is suicide to a black trans woman if I'm always blamed for my murder? What is existing if I'm always considered my own end in the hood? We don't talk about how life ain't always worth living. We simply try to live until it is, or until we can't help to keep from dying. Praise the Lord.
Why the very first time I heard Zuggie, I wanted to keep hearing Zuggie. First time I feel warmth, at least for tonight. Amazing line, but let's give some warmth to Zuggie Tate. if you're not yet connected to these poets on Instagram or whatever platforms you're using out there, please do that tonight. Connect with them, find them. Most of them you can figure out by their names. Teach me how to Zuggie, I believe. Is that correct? A lot of the Instagram names are pretty fun too. Folks have merch, folks have books and hats and all kinds of shit. So connect with poets as well. Next up we have, and I could say this from every feature we have tonight, but every time I just see this poet walk in the room, my face lifts, I get excited, both because of the amazing talent she brings to the mic, but just the warmth she brings to the room. Please welcome to the mic, Arianna Cheree!
So I'm Arianna Cheree. I write poems. I was homeschooled. That's pretty much my whole personality right there. I also am the owner of your favorite snack dealer, Infused Soul Food. I'm crafty, and no one paid attention to me long enough to tell me I can't do things. And that's why I'm here. So Keith asked me to do poems, and I said, which ones? And he was like, they're all good. And I was like, okay, well, one of us has to be decisive. So I just, this was the poem that loaded. So. This is one of my most important poems. I heard somewhere, I can't say where, but they say that you spend your tenure writing the same poem over and over. And this is that poem for me, because I'm going to keep saying it until y'all get y'all shit together. Okay? I'm also visually impaired, and I had to pay for these glasses out of pocket. Okay.
You look good, though.
Thank you. I'm trying to air out the room for a second because that poem was hard as fuck. But I wanted to sit too, but we on the time limit. Okay, let me just do the poem. In response to the question, girl, why don't you smile anymore? When your tooth falls out, no one really cares but you. The mouth fills with saliva, the frantic tongue unsure of where to go. When another tooth falls out, you tell your doctor your mouth hurts, that your grin is different. Notice how the mouth collapses into itself instinctively. You keep your lip pressed, can't risk another loss or a crooked smile. Then a man thinks himself tooth fairy, collects each bone, a composite sketch to construct the perfect smile. A black woman disappears, and no one really cares but us. The space between their whereabouts and last breath fills with ignored police reports, with women who have not come home. When another black girl goes missing, you tell the men dressed in sirens and body cams to help. Know that the teeth could have been saved if they were deemed worth saving, if the dentist understood how the teeth shape the mouth, how it grieves the missing, how it continues to ache even when closed. The tongue paces from cheek to cheek, believing for a dental miracle. While the medical professionals suggest a full extraction, notice how the black community collapses into itself instinctively. We keep our lips pressed. Can risk an ulcer storyline, a fracture in a jawbone. Can't save a hoe unless she a hoe first. Can't be a victim unless she addicted to disappearing black women. Shouldn't be graveyards of chipped teeth. Women infamous for how they didn't survive the uprooting. The pulling of teeth is killing us. You wonder why the mouth won't heal. I can't bring myself to smile, can't afford to lose another black girl. Blood spills. It's not surprising though. It's to be expected after a routine procedure.
Wow.
I don't want to get too close to this thing. Man. Give it up one more time for Arianna, Cheree. She called me earlier and we were talking about what poem to do tonight, and I'm like, well, this one, and yeah, it just kind of became, yeah, any of them. This was one of the ones I actually rattled off, though, so I appreciate that. The next poet we have to the mic is an incredible storyteller, and that's not just poetry. That's acting in theater. That's as a playwright. That's as a singer. That's as a director. So many things. Talent is incredible, and it is the person every time I play in this event I want standing by my side. Please welcome to the mic my co-host Avery, LaMar.
Really?
Please don't tell people I make sweet potato pie. Please don't tell people that.
Mama got dibs.
Okay, so y'all, I have to be on poet business now. Everybody say, okay, Avery.
Okay, Avery.
All right, bet. So my name is Avery, like the paper company, because I come from old money. LaMar, but capitalize the M, or my grandma gonna be mad at y'all. And Pope, like the Roman dude with the hat, but I'm not Catholic. And it's Juneteenth. Does anybody know what the first day of summer is? Technically, the 21st, right? So that's what's today, Friday? What's that, Sunday?
Sunday.
Okay, so here's the thing, y'all. I'm getting ready to drop a project called The Summer Tapes. It is, somebody told me recently that when they listened to it in fullness that it regulated their nervous system. That was high praise, especially from who that person was, which we'll talk about in a moment. But the piece I'm about to do is what opens the project. Is that cool? Everybody say cool.
Cool.
If that's cool, say cool.
Cool.
If that's real cool, say real cool.
Real cool.
This piece needs y'all to talk back because it's just one of those. If that's cool, say cool.
Cool.
This summer, I am going to sit and watch old heads blast pendergrass from the half-working windows of their Cadillacs.
Come on.
This summer, I'm going to hand wash my car, then ride my 2011 Malibu with the windows down. And if somebody clown me for driving a 2011 Chevy, I'm going to tell them it's paid off and I'm going to skirt off and watch them walk this summer. This summer, I'm going to participate in every Fresh Fade Friday of the summer. And for the Mondays through Thursdays that I can't, I'm going to head down to the hair store on the corner and cop me a silk do-rag in every color I can get to match every single fit this summer. This summer, I am going to be fitted for days. I'm going to rock my 3X throwback jersey with shorts just so the sun can shine off of my fine calves. Y'all, this summer, I promise you, despite what it looks like, I'm going to wear my shorts with my knees out. Because I have been in the gym 6 times a week getting ready for this summer. This summer, I am going to wear my shirts unbuttoned and open with my chest out because I have been in the gym 6 times a week getting ready for this summer. This summer, I'm going to cop me a new pair of all-white bricks. And I'm going to wait until they sold out at every store to wear them. And if I get tried this summer, I'm going to cop me a pair of all blacks and keep them in the trunk to let folk know that it can get like that too. Y'all, this summer, I am going to attend every single cookout of the summer. With foil. And containers too. And I'm grabbing me a plate from every single... Maybe not every single cookout, because y'all know some folk out here can't cook. But I will at least show my face at every single cookout of the summer. Y'all, this summer, I am going to learn how to play spades. Alone. What do y'all laugh? You can't play spades alone? You can't play spades alone? No. Well, I guess that's what this summer is for. So this summer, I'm going to learn how to play spades. And and shoot dice. Y'all, this summer I'm going to be black. I'm a line dance to the lines in the sidewalk turned into cracks. Y'all, this summer I'm going to be black. I'm drinking Canada Dry, ginger ale, every doggone day this summer. This summer, I am going to be black. I'm going to walk out of my front door, look up at the sun, and smack my lips because, man, who told the sun to get that hot this summer? Y'all, this summer I am going to be black. My diet will consist of sunflower seeds and people watching from porches. Y'all, this summer, I promise I'm going to be black. I'm going to get cheated in kickball, trash talk, then get hard fouled in basketball, and then toss the football around with my dad and my little brother. Yes, y'all, this summer, I'm going to be a great son and an even better big brother. But not a father, because I am not getting down like that this summer. But I will ice some little kid's snack run or cake their visit to the ice cream truck. Tell them to run along and be safe this summer. This summer. I ain't gonna think about my homies that didn't make it to this summer. No. This summer I'm going to enjoy myself. And when I get to the end of this summer, I'm going to open mouth kiss Autumn in the face. In public. Display all the affection that this black body can show to greet her, thank her, and let all the world know that I made it through this summer. Okay, everybody say co-host back, co-host back. Co-host back. Listen, y'all. This next poet I'm bringing to the stage is a better poet than me. And I'm saying, when y'all understand the dynamic of our relationships, she's probably gonna end up saying the same thing, and we're gonna disagree, because we always disagree. She beats me at everything, and then she gonna be like, "Avery, you beat me." I'm like, "That's not true." And it's like, technically it is, but like vibistically, that's not a word, is it, Jay? That's a word. Hey, if a white man in the 1600s or whenever Shakespeare existed can make words up, so can I. It's Juneteenth. Vibistically,
Right.
technically it's true. Vibistically it's not. But this next poet I'm bringing to the stage is a Cleveland Arts Prize winner.
Yes.
Right? Is a dancer, actor, filmmaker, choreographer, creative director, rapper. Used the word harmonious in the car this afternoon. So I'm gonna just not embarrass myself by being on the stage anymore, since she has to come onto this stage. Her name is Mix Rose.
So Avery just lied. He has definitely beaten me in several slams.
That's not true.
That's very true. Hey guys, I'm Mixed Rose. I can't see nothing. Right? And it's just like, I'm already short, so I feel like the lack of light and then the darkness combined with the vertically challengedness is like really coming from me right now.
Yeah.
I don't know where to look. I'm like, dang, I'm trying to connect with the folks. I'm gonna try to find your eyes. If I can't find your eyes and I'm looking at like your ear or something, my bad. Hey y'all, I am Mixed Rose. This first poem that I'm gonna do. I was like chopping it up with this Baltimore poet a while back, and he told me you should write a poem about fuckboy culture. And I was like, that sounds kind of fun. And then I was like, what would be like a really cool, interesting way to do that? And then I was like, if you think about Disney and Disney princesses, it's kind of messed up a little bit. But you know, I'm just getting to the bone. As a little girl, I always dreamed of being Cinderella until I seen the version where one of the stepsisters carve off their toes to be the perfect fit for Prince Charming. It's alarming how many of us are willing to lose parts of ourselves just to receive a happy ever after. Like nowadays, these princes don't be imposters, dangling diamonds in front of my fingers, saying your touch is just enough to make me fall in love with you, forcing me to spread my palace open. These princes don't be as charming as they think they are. Expect me to let down my hair so they can lay up with me. The worst type of teasing for a damsel in distress is getting torn to shreds with shards of glass beneath me instead, because that's what love does. Carve the passion into my pumpkin carriage to carry me away into the sunset or night where some nights aren't shiny but armed to take the treasure away from dainty princesses who just wanted to be touched like the finest jewelry, not cut into finer jewelry. This is the part of the story where the princess saves herself. I don't care if the village views me as a disgrace, just so I can have a taste of my own armor, and any man who can't stand my Mulan can move along. I ain't got time for messing around, and these frogs still trying to kiss me. AKA the men who hop from princess to princess, trying to find one delusional enough to see the prince in him. I was too frozen in my feelings to realize I should have let him go. I may be a maiden, but I wasn't made for you. I wasn't made for you to play with my heart. I am just as much beast as I am beauty, sleeping beauty, because I'd rather just rest in peace instead of loving someone who doesn't love me until I rest in peace. I will not let my grace be wasted in a grave. I was shared with myself and a knight in shining armor who was worthy and not a waste of my time. Because once upon a time, I waited for that glass slipper until I realized that that slipper is just a promise. And I'm tired of stepping on broken glass.
Call me a liar and then do that. How is she? I don't need the mic. How is she gonna call me a liar and then spit a piece like that? Give me another round of applause. Oh, I get upset. Let it go. Everything seems small. The fear that once controlled me. Can we get like a black princess? Can we get a black? Can you find a black princess? Where's the Nikanani Rose at? Can we find a Nikanani Rose sometime tonight? I don't care when, but like, if we gonna get, what's that, Adina Menzel? She cool or whatever, but I want a Nika. Whenever you can find her, sir. Whenever you can find her. Give Ms. Rose another round of applause. All right, y'all. Listen, in a second, we gonna have to like, stop saying words for a moment and like take a break. Everybody say, aw. Everybody say, aw, man. Everybody say, that sucks. Okay, but the fact of the matter is, before that though, we get to hear from one more crazy poet. When I say crazy poet, I'm about to gas on me for a second. I be gassing, but I don't be gassing. Because people think, so here's the thing, people, like, when somebody gassing, they lying. I don't be lying. That's the point. This poet is an Ivy League writer. Like, I remember, so I have a friend right now so I am an actor. I have a friend who's an actor, and she's right now getting her MFA in acting from Columbia University. And so when she told me about this school in Columbia University, I said, dope, Columbia, like, that sounds hard, like, whatever the case. Like, I knew about it, whatever the case. But then, like right before that, I heard somebody talk about this hill at Columbia University. And in my head, I'm just like, I've never been to Columbia University, but the way he talked about, and it wasn't even a poem. It wasn't a poem. Like, it wasn't a poem, Mama Kim. He did not talk about it as a poem. He just talked about the hill in open dialogue. And I'm like, that's so poetic. And so, when I got to see him do poetry, I'm like, this is really intense. And I really like it. And I want to see more of it. And then I want to like read it and study it because I want to be a better writer. And so I'm like, you know what? Next time you get an opportunity to, I'm going to listen to him so intently he going to think I copied off of him. And I won't, because that's wrong. But he is dope.
Like dope?
Like, everybody feel like dope. Bring it up. Give it up for my boy Damien McClendon. All the way up in the stage. All the way.
Avery, you get the best introductions, man. Thank you.
Hey, man, got you, bro.
Can we give a round of applause to all the poets who came up here? Happy Juneteenth. Happy Pride Month. For this poem, you only need to know that there once was a slave ship named after Jesus. Every day, the President of the United States falls to his knees, bows his head, and brings his hands together to suck the deck of a pregnant Jesus. And all the bigots chant, "Hallowed be thy womb," that carried the dark children across weeks and weeks of war.
Come on now.
Of war. Of war. And all the bigots chant, "Hallowed be thy womb," that carried the dark children across weeks and weeks of water, whose father is the mother, land of the unholy, God's only begotten son. He was a vessel, a ship. God made him good. God said, "Let there be a good ship." Jesus, in his belly we were the goods shipped. Jesus, in his body, forced open by believers, made to conceive their evils, aimed to deceive all people, to believe that people can be property, but abortion is the greatest sin. These Christian men would leave their wives if they could be midwives again, at the birth, on the shore, where the ocean delivered a gestating Christ. These Christian men would leave their wives if they could be midwives again, at the birth, on the shore, where the ocean delivered a gestating Christ, to the floor of democracy where their forefathers danced hickory-dickory on the dock of his saltwater vagina. No songs on the tongue, just zongs on the tongue. Heathens holding out their throats to gargle the womb water breaking from the King of Kings' abyssal lacuna. And they act like they don't know that the truth is a fluid, the Alpha Oshun, and under the moon they got drunk off the liquid light of the world. Now the whites think their cups are overrunneth with black blood and tears, and the dark bodies of children nursed by the sun. They think it will save them because they were cursed by the sun, but their God is dead now. He was burnt by the sun. He is lying forever under an African sun, but they have a new God, and he sent his son back as a man who gave birth. A crown of thorns and a crowning skull, cutting his scalp and ripping his vulva. Still, they deny the labor of their sweet mother Jesus. A little Judas in their heart, a little Peter for a penis. One nation under goddess. Who are the godless now? Who worship the gun and prey on the harmless child? Who shoot at the bow and foam at the mouth as babies fall down? Whose power is a paradise lost to them, a parasite engulfing them, a paradise rolled on us. America, the bet was lost. The cost was Holocaust. This is just what comes from America's dreaming. A garden of bombs blossom. What a truly American Eden. Slimy, slit-tongued demons. No limit to their evil. See how they so willing to split Adam to get even. I know they be thinking. And I know they be thinking that their bunkers will save them from the bomb's fatal blasphemy. That they will be the last of us. But no, not a single last bigot will be fast enough. We'll turn every white supremacy to a shadow in the valley of death. Let them walk for eternity with their firearms and homopheres. Let them fall to the floor and wash the feet of a menstruating lamb with those pretty pure white tears.
I feel like sometimes y'all be thinking I be capping before like somebody, like y'all be saying I give good intros and stuff like that, but I don't be lying. Like I be like, nah, these cats is hard, bro. Like, give Damien another round of applause, man.
I think it's already worth the ticket price. And we got a whole nother round to go.
Yeah.
You get to get everybody one more time.
I don't want to go twice. No, I don't. Y'all want to know what I was thinking while I was sitting out there? I was like, you know what? I wanted to do all this like lighthearted summer stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I had my second piece today. It was a new piece. So I'm like, you know what? This is cold. And then in my head, I'm like, nah, these cats like showing up spitting. Like,
look at the lineup.
Like spitting. So I'm like, you know what? I might have to go back into the. I just, you know, listen. All right, listen, y'all. At the end of the day, I am still a poet. I am still a slam poet.
Yes.
I do still compete. So in my head, I'm just like, okay, I'm co-hosting. I'm using words like vibistically. Everybody's having a great time. But then I hear the way some y'all know that like that trend on TikTok and the saxophone's playing, where the saxophones get louder and louder. That's kind of how I feel sitting out in the audience. Like, is it about to get bucket here, kid? Is he about to have to start like? I'm like, hey, well, shoot. I guess I'll see y'all in the second round. Like, let's turn it up then. Oh, shoot. When I say ayo, y'all say what's good. Ayo! Ayo! Hey, yo! Is y'all ready to get this second part of the show started?
Can we also acknowledge what we just heard right there? Did you catch that?
Oh, man.
That's the summer tapes right there.
Oh, man. It's low vibes.
I do want to acknowledge our friend was near fainting, never lost consciousness, had some great assistance in here.
Yeah.
Shout out to Georgianne Ballard, former nurse, and others that were helping.
Really, thank y'all.
Yeah, is out in care. So, yeah. What I was going to say earlier, and then something else took urgency. When I came up with the idea for this event, slams are a lot of fun, and what they do is they bring people in and they bring the energy up, and you know, people are performing at their peak level because they're prepared and they want to win and there's competition, and that's beautiful and that's fun. But there's also winners and losers, and people sit down, and that's not what I wanted for this celebration. I enjoy a slam; it's perfectly fun. I was just in a slam. But there's something about everybody being a winner. So I wanted like the energy, the performance, the talent that you get in a slam. But I wanted us to just all celebrate and all win and not have somebody advance and somebody not. So, and all of them get paid too, versus just the one person at the end getting paid. Yeah. So thank you for being part of this.
Yeah. Listen,
Thank you for
y'all.
having us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, give Keith another round of applause. You know, like points of view and dispositions, like a Keith, like an artistic genius, like a Kim Essence, right? Like those of us who are making an effort to provide space in order for other creatives to be creative with each other. It deserves attention and it deserves applause, right? Because a lot of us are trying to make something of what we have, right? Not as many of us are trying to bring what others have together, right? And that kind of disposition is something that bears mentioning and something that bears applause. So give one more round of applause, y'all. Listen, y'all, I don't know about y'all, but I'm an old man. I be sleepy. I was with Rose on the drive over. I'm like, I need some caffeine, like a something, right? Because I be getting sleepy late at night, right? So because I gotta go to bed, like I gotta go to sleep. We gonna get this party. I know y'all be up, y'all be awake, y'all be vibing out. Be 2 a.m. Y'all just getting y'all day started, y'all night started stuff. I get it, but like for me, I gotta make an album.
My girlfriend needs to get out here.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we got somebody coming to the stage that torched the stage before.
Right? Absolutely.
Like, and I mean, I know who it is, but I don't want to say it because I'm more interested with the introduction when it comes to that. But what I will say is, when she spit that piece, I was like, this is my first time hearing. You know, I'm gonna do the introduction. No, I'm gonna do it. Listen. This was my first time hearing her spit.
You need to hear more.
And I have a toothache. Like that's not me being like metaphorical or funny. I actually, I'm a freelance artist, so I don't be having insurance. And I actually do have a toothache. And so I'm sitting here watching, I'm like, this piece is crazy. Like, how did we connect these two worlds? And it's like, it takes a dope poet to connect two worlds. And how dope do we gotta be? Dope. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. Please bring Arianna Cheree back up to the stage. Would you like the music stand?
Yeah! Set it on fire!
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna plug my stuff real quick. We're gonna move fast, but with purpose, amen? Okay.
So what's your sign?
I'm a Pisces. Does that mean anything?
I'm a Virgo.
I don't know what that means. I think Beyonce did something with that in the song. She said Gemini. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, okay, so I make ink pens that look like blunts that you can write with. Because they're only $10. I do take food stamps. I do barter. I do everything but dishes. So if you do dishes, call a nigga up. Happy I also make roach clips because we multitask. You could. I'm not gonna shame you if it's a cigarette, but you could put a blunt. Anywho, and I got one more thing. So the poem I'm about to do, I put my poetry chapbooks are lighters. It's a lit series. Pick up what I put down. Amen. Okay. So when you scan the NFC tag underneath, it takes you to the audio of the poem. No, you can't do it now because that's stealing and I can fight. But if you pay $10, because gas, this economy, rent, lotion, shea butter, deodorant, non-negotiable. Please get deodorant. Yeah. Okay. So again, Keith didn't tell me what poem to do. Rude. So
I'm sorry, Arianna.
okay. So I feel like I'm supposed to tell you other things. Basically, I like food stamps. That has nothing to do with the poem. The poem. If you're at my feature, you know this poem is about a person I should have stabbed, but instead I wrote stuff down. So, okay. You always fancied yourself a seedsman. Me, a giving flower. Self-sustaining me, unbothered by the dryness of your dirt. Still, I wish myself to be less dandy, more rose for you. A damsel in search of a gardener instead. I became... Instead, I became a bouquet of wilted hands. Unlearn how to bloom for fear of being a weed. Believe my love was invasive, cause it be everywhere. Yellow lions roaring across your lawn. Ain't I a dandelion? A healer, tap-rooted in minerals. I wasn't a weed when you met me. Crumbled, reduced to a shell of a woman. Gaslit to get you higher. Not enough rosehip in this rap. I won't be no houseplant. Can't be your favorite flower with ideas springing from my afro. Seeded wisdom blown out like the last part of a wash day. An exhale at the start of a blunt. Oral history for your taste buds. I got the juice spilling from the sap beneath my skin. You broke my stems to drink of me because you were thirsty. How let a man unearth me? Planted a narrative about who I am. Treated me like my petals ain't pretty enough petals. Too gargoyle to be in his orchard. I thought he would shower me with love. It was pesticides falling instead of rain. He planted doubt in my garden and laughed when nothing grew. A broken man taints the ground, insulting the one thing that sustains it. A poet with no words is still a poet. A woman without a man to love her properly is still a woman, still incredible, thriving even, like a dandelion.
I mentioned that poem too when we were talking.
That's not fair. You didn't help me out.
Arianna reaches out to me occasionally wanting me to edit pieces like look over aggressively edit.
Check your email.
Yeah, aggressively because I'm horrible at email. Like reach out to me in text or Instagram or whatever, I'm fine. Dear Lord, email is not something. Work email, yes, but it gets overwhelming on my personal email, and I just don't want to go. Just like the mailbox anymore, like I don't want to get out in my mail. I just don't want to deal with it. There's too much, and most of it's junk. Like there's some good things occasionally, but it's mixed in with everything. So you have to like email me if you email me, and then you have to text me and say, Keith, check your email, which Arianna does, and then I'm busy, and then Arianna's like, Keith, get on that email. But I had the pleasure of getting the chance to look over that poem, which was amazing already. Give it up one more time for Arianna Cheree. I do want to note to the features in the room, be prepared at any time because Avery just moves order around. And so you never quite know who you're calling. Everybody on this stage is good enough to open and close the night and go anywhere in between. So we just got to go in some order because we got to get everybody up. So next up to the mic, extremely powerful performance. I felt the room already. You're going to love this one too. Please welcome back Zuggie, Tate!
Alright. I've been racking my brain about which one to do.
One of my favorites.
I will do this one. I like this one because I like the story behind it. I got invited with Heights Arts to come to an art gallery with some other poets and respond to the art. And so we wrote what is called a phrastic poem, which is inspired by our art piece. And so this one was inspired by a statue of Icarus kneeling. And the title of this poem is Storytime. And here's Mother Goose looking at you, kid. Hubris is a mountain of a man refusing to make way for the river of her. Hubris is that river thinking of that mountain won't mountain. That it'll amount to something other than just another pile of dead rocks that refuses to rock to her steady rowing. Hubris is the mountain think that he won't crumble, that he is all high and almighty tall, that he won't fall. Humiliation is that little river getting pushed aside and grew on top of by a younger forest, all lush and spry, nymphs and wild creatures in tow. Hubris is the mountain thinks this is bliss and not an itch. A mountain still say he's solid as a rock, even though he knows just how much he actually quakes inside. Humiliation is river having to carve away from her hard place in search of ocean. Ooh, mountain miss river. Ooh, river knows she's forgetting mountain hubris. Humiliation is mountain always thought river would bend towards him, that she would continue to run wild through his forest fire. Hubris is river knows she's about to Grand Canyon away because she's done it before without being asked to, without even trying. Humiliation is mountain realizes just how stupid he's being, reckless. He avalanches or backslides into river, still thinking he's big, not realizing he's been swallowed up. Humbly, they blend back into ocean river. Well, she feels right at home, mountain. But he's out of his depths and he's sinking deeper, deeper, deep.
It is deep in here. Let's give it up for Zuggie, Tate. Fantastic. The next poet we have to the mic closed out round one. He was one of the best poets in Northeast Ohio, and then we lost him to another state. But y'all, we got him back. Please welcome back to the mic, Damien McClendon.
What's good, y'all? It's good to be back. So I was gonna do a different poem, but I changed my mind, so I'm gonna read this poem for y'all. And it's in honor of my son, who's 11 years old. Starting these preteen years, and it has been quite the transition.
We pray for you, brother.
Thank you. But so I was reflecting on this poem that I wrote a few years ago. I think he maybe had been like 5 or 6 at the time. And yeah, I think this is a message I need to bring back for me and him. So I was cleaning the house, walking around my living room with a big black garbage bag, and I see one of Niall's toys on the floor. A small green truck. It had no wheels and all the insides had fallen out the bottom. All that was left was its body. So I reached down to grab its corpse, but before I could discard its memory into a black hole, Niall opens his mouth and says, "Hey, that's my toy." And I say, "I know, but it's broken." And just when I thought the conversation was over, when I'm about to turn my head and get back to the mission I was on, Niall says, "Broken things go in the trash?" His face a jigsaw puzzle of confusion and sadness. His voice sounded like it had been left out in the rain, like he was about to learn in that moment what it means to lose something important. I started trying to piece together an answer that would secure his shrinking smile, and I knew I couldn't give him a yes and have him hold on to that idea, have him carry it around and play with the novelty of it. Most of the toys in his collection have lost at least one part of themselves, yet he still plays with them. Would have parked this piece of green plastic next to his other cars like it was a whole truck. To him, broken is not a synonym for trash or needing to be fixed. And I wanted to preserve that. And I know that may be an irrational thought, but my child's childhood is a blanket fortress in a city that is a burning house. In a place that will turn a black boy into a man before he knows what either of those words mean. Where even the playground becomes ground for suspicion. So I'm defending my child's castle with falcon kicks, kamehamehas, super cat speed, and all that. Because this is a sacred space where my son can be everything he says he is. Where power is super strength, beams of light, and something he is certain that he has. And I get to be the father I never had. A broken thing that don't belong in the trash. Seen as whole, even after all the pieces I've lost. And it gets to a point where I'm no longer thinking about cleaning up at all. I'm just projecting my feelings onto Niall's face that looks so much like my childhood staring back at me, reminding me of all the times I have felt like the truck. A jigsaw puzzle of a child wanting to discard life before I even knew what that word meant. When my father's absence and my mother's anger fused into an inescapable void, when worthless tried to leave me with only a body. I see Niall looking at me, his eyes gathering all at me at once, walking over the bridges I built through healing, not knowing they are scars and not needing to know. And I say, no, broken things don't have to go in the trash. And the black hole I am holding contracts like a rotten stomach and spits out my inner child. And big me says, hey, that's me. And little me says, I know, but I'm broken. And I say, so? And I give myself the truck. Thank you.
Damien. I just let Bird do his job.
No.
Damien has so many amazing pieces, but there are a number of them now. I don't know what the count is. You can ask Damien afterwards. That are about his son, and they're all really powerful. Give it up one more time for Damien McClendon. Very powerful. Also, a good time to know, if you go to the website, anybody want to guess what it is?
What?
What's the website for Angry Cow Poetry? There you go. If you go to angrycowpoetry.com, you can see videos of the event for every feature I get the honor to share the stage with tonight has already featured here, and you can see 2 full sets of all of them. So you want to catch some more Damien, or catch some more Artistic Genius, or Zuggie, or Mixed Rose, or all of these folks here. You can also see the upcoming features. So the first one, I'm horrible with dates, but it's the first one of the month, so whatever that works out for July. That is Dre Day. Let's give it up for Dre if you know Dre. The first Wednesday in August, 2 of Detroit's best are coming down, P the Poet and Ari Lane. Who came and did some damage in a slam at Lift Every Voice. And then in September, we have Raven McHale sitting in the front row here. So come back. We'd love to have you as a regular part of this community or an irregular part of the community, however often it works for you to pop in. Always love having you. I am not going to call our next poet Mama Kim. 1, because I don't want Ave coming after me. And 2, because she's not nearly old enough to be my mama. but my dear friend. Give it up for the amazing Allison.
What's up again? See?
What's up with you?
Sure, I'm gonna read. Nothing. This mic, that's what's up.
I'm trying to listen to see what's on
So, if y'all don't know, please follow Lift Every Voice Open Mic on all platforms. Again, Raven McHale will be there on the 27th of this month.
Featured everywhere, Raven.
She is. That's hot commodity. Also, I am a starving artist. By the looks of me, you can't tell I'm starving, but
We don't claim stars. You are private artist.
I like that. Come on, Eric Troy. I am a thriving artist. So, out in the lobby in the front room, y'all, I have my merch. Please come support. All right, there's some artwork as well, some prints that are available. I just did a show yesterday for Bedford, showing some of my art. I think I had about 7 pieces there. Right now I have artwork still in Detroit in the gallery. I have artwork in Willoughby. And if you're familiar with back in Cleveland, I have some murals in Frederick's Wine and Dine. Also, it's something that I've been weighing on and been real silent about. I have been nominated for Cleveland Arts Prize. For both literature and art. So, really, and I don't say a lot of stuff that I'm nominated
About
for.
damn time.
So, also, I want to say this. Keith, you need to take this show on the road. This particular show. Because this is crazy.
Yeah, it is.
This is a crazy lineup. I am humbled as being one of the elder poets amongst all y'all. And just watching the Ohio scene, not Cleveland, not Akron, not Columbus, the Ohio scene flourish the way it is, and the talent that's coming out, man, it's crazy. This is a prime example. This is crazy. So I'm going to do something in honor of Pride.
Yeah.
I haven't done this poem but once. So here we go. I'm a child bearing an eclectic soul, cast upon this world of rainbows. They tell me that I'm a sinner, one of the devil's throne. Spitting vile venom, they say my soul will be forever purged in the bowels of hell with the likes of me. And who are they to judge? For when in death, all life questions will be answered. In this life that I live, only God can judge me. He is an all-forgiving God. Therefore, my spirit will be replenished, relinquishing me of all my sins. Still, I'm misunderstood. Beaten by wood and daggers, my pride for my nation of bisexuals, gays, lesbians, transgenders can't be swayed. I will not be labeled as a queer as folk confused in my ways. My paths have been paved and my mind will remain a dormant vessel for love. As bullets of diminishing stairs fly past me, my closet door will remain open. I said it will remain open. I stand in this fight of injustice for those hypocritical racist bigots walking around blindfolded by fear of anything different from what society views as the norm. I am still a child of God even though you oppose. My demeanor won't be changed because you think my lifestyle is a choice. My voice will ring loudly, I said loudly, in protest of your illicit thoughts of me, he, she, we are the oppressed. Stressed in this physical and psychological abuse, I will not stand quietly while you think less of me, while those like me hold high posts in Congress. Still, you walk around blinding, denouncing the fact that we are there too. We are there too. We are there too. Your views only make me stronger. As I do away with you with constipated refuse. Stop wasting time with your vile antics. There are more important wars to be fought. As my people die in lands of waste and famine, yet and still you try to slander me, ban me for being me. Who are you to judge? When I'm quite sure your closet needs to be cleaned. Try open a door or two for yourself. And stop playing judge and jury, because God is the only one who holds court. And he's the only one I have to answer to. Hello.
First of all, I want to, give Mama Q another round of applause. You know, one thing, I ain't gonna monologue because I'm sleepy, but one thing that I think is always important that Essence does, and so many others do, like Jewel Justice. Everybody give Jewel Justice a round of applause. Is that dialogue of speaking life into people, right? And calling people up and calling people into doing more than what they maybe originally used to, right? Than what they maybe expect themselves to be able to do, right? And it's expecting and almost requiring them to be better at what they are saying they want to do, right? Mama does that all the time. Jewel Just does it all the time. Like, every poet in the room does that to somebody. I know we do, right? And so, like, that's really huge. You know what I mean? So give her another round of applause, because that element of it, coming into the space and saying, when you got your own open mic and saying, no, I'm gonna be here for you, it's really huge. So, okay. Listen, y'all. I want to make sure I call the right person up, because as some people I would have called up like a third and a fourth time, but then I would have got in trouble. I don't like getting in trouble. Ever since what'd you say?
That's the one that beat you.
Yeah, okay, well, hey, I just want to say, she proved me right despite what she said when she came up the first time. So, like, I don't really think she needs much of an introduction at this point, outside of the fact that she's, again, been beating me for years. But she's suggesting that she don't. So I don't want to rain on her parade all like that, but she humble, right? Can we please give Miss Rose a round of applause and give her back? Hey, we got her back weekend! I got my Black Princess shout out, bro. Thanks, bro.
Good looking, DJ. I just wanted to plug myself real quick. I am a multidisciplinary artist, and I have prints for sale. If anyone's interested. Yeah, so I just wanted to throw that out there.
She has a film.
Yeah, I also have a film. I made that years ago. I do too much shit. Yeah, if you want to follow me on social media at MixRose, MixXedRose, you can keep up with everything that I be doing, because I'm really bad at promoting myself. I'm trying to do better. But I'm going to go ahead and do this one last poem for y'all. And it goes like... Nobody ever cares about me.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Not this word! Not this word! This is what I lost to! Go ahead, sis.
See, in a slam, it would be so difficult for me to keep a straight face, because I'm just like, dang.
That's how you beat her.
Nobody ever cares about me. How the sweat of a murderer's hands grip my neck. Nobody ever cares about me. Everybody wants to pull a trigger nowadays from the triggers being pulled on, but nobody knows the amount of blood I taste. The amount of blood I see from what is labeled by my wrongdoings. Everybody want to ban me instead of press charges against those who release such agony. I mean, I'd happily surrender myself to save a life instead of taking it if I could, but my molestation from these murderers' hands go overlooked. I become numb myself. Like the victims targeted by my bullets, I feel so used to be a part of such dirty work. Then after they finished, I felt dirtier. No one man should have all that power. Triggering populations, powerless, because my bullets be the periods to end one's life sentence, regardless of how periods grant women power to birth a new life sentence. Wild weapons, weak wrongdoings, we can never attend the funerals we've caused. Maybe this is all my fault. Maybe I was showing too much of my frame and that made them want to touch me more. They wanted to feel my click, 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 sexualizing me like a clit. Fingertips on my nerve endings so they can end someone else's nerve endings. After these murderers say hello to my little friend when faced with target. New scars of fear surface on their faces. Now these victims got scar faces. Come on. And their families scarred for life. Sometimes I just want to pull my own trigger on some trigonometry and shoot myself once held at the right angle. Maybe the damages to these bodies would decrease if I dangle myself. The suicide become less selfish if it's for the great good. No, my mama, who was a pistol, would be pissed off at me for thinking such a thing. But my daddy, who was a rifle, would tell me the Tate was rightfully mine, even if it's my own inanimate life. But what if my duty as a gun is to save lives, not take them? What if I'm actually worth more than the wicked who leaves me winded and their targets winded? Sometimes I see organs flying in the wind. Did I stutter or did you pull my trigger? You know, the one in front of the gun don't always shake in fear. You know, some of us are scared of our own power. I try to hold my own breath so these victims can still release theirs. But it's hard holding your own breath when you were manufactured without one. I know I'm not the only gun who thinks this. Why you think some of us jam? But jamming don't always save the innocent who just be jamming to the music in their headphones. I'm sorry I couldn't save you. Now your headphones ring gun tones. On behalf of every gun I know, just know, we didn't ask to sign our names on dead bodies that frame us for splashing them in red caskets.
No, because now I got smoke. Listen, y'all. Because y'all, listen. It was, I'm awake now. Somebody said something. Listen, y'all, the year was 2022. I think this was Rose and I's like second slam together. And Rose and I, in 2 slams in a row was like going back and forth. So I go up, because she had scored, I think he was like, 0.3 ahead of me in that last round, whatever the case. So of course I had to go first because she was over me. So I got this poem called, I Had a Dream I Got Shot. That's the poem I did. And I'm just going to say I think it's a good poem. I think it's an alright poem. It gets the job done. And then she comes up and does that. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do? That's a really good play. Like, that was a really good move. So I couldn't even be mad. I'm like, bro, you were supposed to win that one. That was a really good move. I don't even think I knew that you had that one. I think that was one that was my first time hearing it or something like that. I'm like, well, hey, you win some, you lose some, but you live to fight another day. Give Rose another round of applause. Give Rose another round of applause. And it really is all love. Like, me and Mixed Rose known each other probably 10 years at this point. Like, we've known each other for a really long time. Like, it's always love, but this is just a running joke. We was in the car talking about this. Like, it's just a running joke. We love each other, but like, we always go head to head. So this next poet, y'all remember when he said that he beat me in basketball, and I said that he beat me in basketball? Listen, y'all, right, he gonna bring his son in. That's not fair. Like, anyway, here's the thing about it is though, like, the fact of the matter is, he can say what he want, but I ain't seen him on the court since. I'm just saying. But listen, not only is he a dope poet, like, not only is he a dope poet, his wife is a crazy poet too. Yes. And it's like I don't really like fully believe in power couples, but then I look at Quartez and Courtney and I'll be like, question that faith, like question that belief, right? Like question that thought process, because they both crazy. And not only are they both crazy, like they both like top dogs type. Like she's the executive director of the Annisfield Wolf Book Prize and everything like that. And the reason why I'm bringing Courtney up is because if you know anything about Quartez, the way he honors his wife, is significant. Yes. Like significant, right? Like I see it and I'll be like, you know what? That's how you're supposed to do it. Go ahead, do your thing, right? Now, the fact of the matter is she's not here. But Quartez is here and he's coming back to the stage. So, give my boy a round of applause. Bring him on up. Clap him on up. My guys.
Such an incredible host, right?
Yeah.
I want to say a few things. First, speaking of Courtney, something we've talked about frequently is Zuggie takes work. In fact, we were not so long ago. We were at a performance and they performed, and we kept saying like, we can't wait for their book. We can't wait for their book. And they didn't mention it, but as someone who benefited from pre-order, I want to reassure you all that like pre-order is really critical for the life of a book. Yes. It extends sort of the lifespan of a book. So I would encourage you. I am going to pre-order my copy today because it just is good news, right? Can we clap for it? This is good news because I love performance poetry. It's my heart. It's where I started. But one thing I love about the page is you get to go back and reread their work again and again and again, and that work can live inside of you. So I'm super excited to read Zuggie's work, so I want to shout them out. One more thing, I didn't mention, so I am an artist in residence at Cleveland School of Arts, so I'm in the creative writing department, and Damien, by the way, back there, he supports the students. So I travel quite a bit, and I'm not always there, and my students are just like, yo, like, what we doing? What we doing? And I'm like, well, and my wife had a wonderful idea. She said, go to the dean and ask if they could pay Damien, you know, or make some arrangements. So when I'm not there, Damien steps in as much as they can. And it's interesting because he's a better teacher than me. It's very clear. They said, man, he goes back to the origin of things. I'm like, I don't know how to do all that. But I always say what's worth learning is worth teaching. That's right. And I'm always learning how to write. And I knew, like, I love my students so much, I wanted to find a teacher that I truly believe was better than me. Mm-hmm. So Damien is phenomenal poet. So, okay, so I was going to do a poem from my book. So I think I mentioned I'm under contract. I have a major publishing deal with three different for 3 different books. Yeah. But that's what occupies my time. But though it's a major publishing deal, this book made all those books possible.
It's a great book.
Thank you. This book, in fact, I always say, can't despise small beginnings because this is from a small publisher. And I'll tell you right now, this book was handed to a literary agent who then read this book and decided to want to sign me. And that's how I got a publishing deal. So if I didn't write this book, none of this would be possible. But also this book is, I used to teach second grade for 7 years in Cleveland School District, Michael R. White. So I always say this book is a documentation of their unheard voices. So if you want to hear their voices, I have I think 5 copies. In fact, this event reminded me that I'm still a poet because I'm so focused on my books in the future. And then when Keith had to remind me, he's like, you could bring merch. I said, merch? What merch? I'm like, oh, I got books in my file cabinet. You know, so I put out 5, and actually my son was on the back of this cover, by the way. Which is cool. And he's holding a real monarch butterfly, believe it or not. And I have to say this one last thing. We were doing my author photo shoot for Go Tell It, How James Bond Became a Writer. We took a photo outside of the Cleveland Heights Library, and so you see the monarch butterfly, but the original book, which is published by 12 Literary Arts, which no longer exists, it was a butterfly, monarch butterflies. And so my son was outside the library. He had a butterfly, monarch butterfly, literally landed on his finger, and it stood on. It would remain perched on his finger for maybe like 10 minutes. And I knew my son was a poet when he said when the butterfly when it fluttered away. My son said, "Dad, my dad said, Dad, your book is flying away." I said, "Oh, you a poet?" I just got to get him to read. If you can't read, you can't write. All right, so I'm gonna read a poem about. This is me just trying. I tend to write about things that happen outside of me, like external things, such as we met at school life, which is about me being a secondary teacher and the things I've heard. But now I'm starting to sort of like reckon with like things that happen to my family and and that happens in my life. And this poem is sort of me reckoning with the larger question, like what does it mean when you have a father who's present who never experienced their father's love? It's entitled Reverie. The brightened sky is everywhere above. My father splits it with stream. Me and my brother Dee cast baboon rods. Our swift lines twirl deep down the riverbed. Standing up on the jewels of tiny rocks, we wait and we wait and we count the sailboats the size of luminous seashells receding into the blue horizon. Hidden cicadas chatter in pine trees. My father asks the water woefully, "But Dad, where are you?" I try casting a line into his wounds to catch my invisible grandpa disappearing in his silver sedan when my father was a skittish kid. Still, absence is not what my father became. He reels in his translucent line, untangles algae from the hook's edge. Holding out my thin rod, I mumble, "But Dad, you are here." I could catch a fish with the sharp curve of my father's smile. A bluegill twitches the water, and I whistle with strange teeth. Thank you.
When Quartez featured for my event here, I knew of Courtney, but I had not heard Courtney. And Quartez came to me and said, "She's a better poet than me. You need to get her on the calendar." And I don't know that that's true because you're both amazing. Give it up one more time for Quartez there. Poet, best-selling author, teacher. And I also want to shout, so it's 4 years of Amerikkka poetry. It's Juneteenth, and it's Father's Day in a couple days. We've had Father's poems from Damien, from Quartez. Give it up for the fathers out there, too. And one behind me as well. The next poet I'm going to bring is not just dope. How dope? Dope. Right. But also lifting up poetry down in Columbus, Ohio, and bringing all kinds of people together. Please welcome back to the mic, Artistic Genius!
Thank y'all for having me again. Just real quick before I perform this piece, I just want to say, I could have been a lot of things at this age in my life. I'm 34, just based off of my experiences as a child. And I decided to become a poet, a change maker, and a generational curse breaker. So whether that's poverty, alcoholism, drug addiction, being debt free, all of the things, I guess God chose me to be that one. So this poem is called Mahogany Secrets. I tried to convince them I wasn't made for jail, but they still placed me in a holding cell. Long before the bars, I was sentenced to silence, locked up by the weight of every secret I was too young to carry. I was a quiet kid, watching dysfunction I didn't quite understand, taught to guard things I wasn't responsible for. Wore my family's trauma wore my bloodline's trauma like a tailored suit at a Met Gala. We all know the saying, what goes on in this house, stays in this house. Now imagine every individual in your family with their own house. That's a lot of stories swept under rugs, then stepped on like it's a regular day. That's a lot of smiles you gotta fake. But do you know what happens to every cell in your body when you hold a secret the generation before you asked you to keep? It creates tiny fires on the inside of you that you'll spend years trying to put out. It removes the cortisol you need to feel peace, turns into stress, high blood pressure, suicidal ideations, depression, affecting the function of your organ system, disease. It festers, it floods like stories grandma never told, buried deep in red Georgia clay. And some days it hardens into habit, stones that grow into mountains you never volunteered to climb. It's no wonder that God called me to be the one to disrupt, appointed my throat to be a megaphone. Knew the fear would leave my diaphragm every time I spoke. Must have known I had a voice that would shake my ancestral history, disturb my lineage and wake up the stories they thought would stay asleep. There's a revolution moving through the molecules of my breath, a soundboard of Angela Davis, a shadow of Asada Shakur. I will not bury the secrets anymore. Instead, I will breathe life into them like CPR and raise them from the dead as if they were carcass, until the bones speak, until silence becomes gospel, a Mississippi Mass Choir ensemble. So the ones trailing behind me will know how to heal the trauma and sever the curse. They will know the language to break free from the holding cells they were placed in the day they were born. They will not be incarcerated by Mahogany secrets or the fear of speaking your truth. They will say it on stages, write it in books, wrap it on hooks. They will know that I carried it on my back, scathed my skin so their wounds could heal, that I was bold enough to burn the belly of a bridge so they would never have to cross it, a vessel that bled. They will know that freedom didn't come easy, but it came through me. That freedom didn't come easy, but it came through me. And it didn't start with me, but it ends with me. Come on. Thank y'all so much for having me. Y'all like that piece? Y'all can follow me at artisticgenius._. Thank you again, Keith. I appreciate you.
I know, right? Tiptoe, baby.
I'm good. I'm solid. I'm good. I ain't gonna cry. That piece was crazy. Give Artistic Genius another round of applause, y'all. Because I think sometimes, especially when we're seeing so much poetry, sometimes we don't like sit back and actually think about what's being said.
Yes.
Like we don't actually like sit back because and it's fair to a degree because we're trying to process so much, right? Like there are like heavy topics being discussed, you know, they're being discussed like poetically, right? Like a lot of dense language, right? Full pregnant language, right? So it's understandable to say, I don't know if I caught all of that, but if we sit back and think about like what's being said, when it's being said, it's like, no, actually there's a lot of validity to that. We should actually probably talk a lot more about the things that happen at home than we used to.
Amen.
Right? Amen. And that's the thing that we're able to do as we start to grow and mature and pass on and so on and so forth, right? Like there is a lot of credence to it. It didn't start with me, but it ends with me, because once that new generation comes in, like you are responsible for establishing. I'm gonna tell a quick story. I run a program called the STEP program at Cleveland Public Theater this summer. Student theater enrichment program. We devised a show from scratch and then we toured through the city at the end of the summer. And right now what we're doing is I've tasked us with the responsibility of navigating the deconstruction of myths and folklore, right? And it's a dialogue on how much deconstruction is good to the point where now you start to peel back too many layers and you start to lose sight of what actually the myth is about. And there was this black and Puerto Rican kid, she walks up to me and she says that she wants to tell this Japanese myth. And I said, I'm not saying you can't, but I just want to ask you, why? I'm not saying don't, but why? What is your affinity toward this myth versus one that you represent? It's not to say you can't, right? The poem I'm doing later kind of lives in that world. I'm not saying you can't, but I just want to know, like, did you know about John Henry before I talked about him yesterday? And she said no. And I said, that's interesting to me. I wonder if there's not some intention there. Now, the fact of the matter is, I told her, I said, my responsibility is to give you the agency to say, no, I have the information, and these are the stories I choose to tell. But I can't let you tell stories without knowing there are stories you don't know about. You got to be able to make an informed decision.
Yes.
You got to be able to make an informed choice, right? And so like Artistic Genius is saying, like, if we don't know what secrets we're pulling back the layers of, and if we don't know what issues we don't get to really navigate as a family for real, then we don't really know what we're fixing. We can't repair something we don't know is broken.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? So another round of applause for that. That's good. All right, y'all, we're about to be done. Everybody say, oh man, it's almost over.
Oh man, almost over.
But you gotta say it's almost over, like it's almost over.
It's almost over.
Yeah, man, listen, y'all, listen. The fact of the matter is, it is almost over, but this next poet that's coming to the stage has been talking all night about the fact that it's like actually technically not over because it's like features and features and features and features and features coming. I have been blessed with the opportunity to feature here before. I have been humbled by the opportunity to co-host for the third time, and so I'm gonna bring my good friend, Angry Cow Poetry, Keith Allison, back up to the stage.
How y'all doing?
Yeah.
I did not put myself in this space in the lineup. This is Avery. I did it last year too.
I did.
I know. But thank you. So a week ago, literally 1 week ago, I was in the Slam. One mic open. You should check out all the amazing places going on, including that. Thank you. And it was head to head. There were 8 poets. They were awesome. So you have to prepare, I got to be ready for 3 rounds, but who knows what I'm getting. And I knew I had this coming up. So I'm like, all right, if I don't make it out of the first round, I'm doing these 2 poems here. And then I made it out of the first round. Like, okay, if I don't make it out of the second poem, I'll do this one and then a new one that I hadn't been doing. And then I made it in the third round. And lost to Raja Bell Freeman, who I will lose a slam to Raja any day of the week. Gladly, happily.
Being against each other.
Man.
That was crazy.
Thank you. So glad y'all were there. Appreciate that. Those of you who were there, I'm doing a piece again because that was kind of the plan. And so some of y'all heard this recently, but we're doing this again. It feels timely. So lots of things going on. I didn't shout out Pride Month last time too. So Pride Month, Juneteenth, 4 years, Father's Day, all kinds of shit out there to celebrate. But yeah, here's this piece. The ICE training manual. First step, pepper spray. Second step, the gun.
Let's go.
Cover your face. Present no ID. Target those who don't belong. If they question you, if they film you, if they stand between you and someone you are harassing, first step, pepper spray. Second step, the gun. Enter apartment buildings in the dark of night. Find anyone, everyone. Arrest them for breathing. Zip tie them and their children. Find a threat. Invent a threat. Be the threat. First step, pepper spray. Second step, the gun. Pretend the atrocities they see aren't just the tip of the iceberg. You have a governmental kidnapping job to do, and it shall not be impeded by any of the amendments we will be ignoring. First step, pepper spray. Second step, the gun. Explode tear gas beneath cars with 6-month-olds and their siblings returning from basketball practice. First step, pepper spray. Second step, the gun. grab 5-year-olds in their blue hats and Spider-Man backpacks off the street, out of their school. Use them as bait. First step, pepper spray. Second step, the gun. Fire 10 times into the nurse restrained on the ground. Blame the gun that never left the holster. First step, pepper spray. Second step, the gun. Falsify reports even if the camera is rolling. The camera won't always be rolling. Stop the camera from rolling. First step, pepper spray. Second step, the gun. If they are a mom in their car, say you were afraid of her slowly moving vehicle, of her smile. When she starts to pull away, first step, pepper spray. Second step, the gun. The steps do not need to be followed in order. Yo, we're down to one poet. Y'all having a good time? I was gonna ask you if you had energy for one more poet, and I heard it because he's tired. It's a long day. We need to have this energy up here. Check out the summer tapes, June 26th. You probably get a feel for why I bring this guy with me every time I do this. The energy he brings, the just amazing human you are, the talent you have, all of that. It's always such an honor to share the stage. Feels like a perfect way to end this night. If you're going to try to go out in competition against Mixed Rose, you're going to bring what you bring before. We'll all find out together. But right. But please welcome to the mic my dear friend Avery, LaMar.
I don't want no smoke. I don't want no smoke with nobody. I don't want no smoke with nobody, okay? I'm gonna just say I don't want no smoke with nobody. This is not a smoke circumstance. I had to learn that, and I'm gonna do what I was gonna do already. But, question. Did y'all ever used to watch Avatar: The Last Airbender?
Yes!
Raise your hand if you ever watched Avatar: The Last Airbender. That was y'all's show? That was my show. That was my show. That was my show. So, this piece is, we'll say that this piece is called Avatar. I said it more unsure, like it wasn't supposed to be stretched like Avatar. Like, I was just like, is this what it's called? I don't know. So like, I'm gonna say it again. Has anybody ever seen Avatar: The Last Airbender? Raise your hand, raise your hand, raise your hand. Great. This piece is called Avatar. It's only right that we took in screens like clean mirrors when Avatar: The Last Airbender came on. Because our parents taught us to admire those that looked like us, and the only difference between us and Aang is that his mohawk was blue and my brother's mohawk was curly. I asked my anime fans if Avatar Aang don't be a black man in training, since, like black men in training, he had to grow up way faster than he should have. Since, like black men in training, the state and fate of the world rested on his shoulders, what better way to make allegory of the blueprint than with an arrow pointed at oneself? What better way to display breaking the mold than to show that what takes most a lifetime takes us a summer of Sundays and a few friends? It is all a kind of metaphor. Like, Katara gotta have like cataracts or ocular albinism or something, because despite the blue eyes, the only people that can speak that kind of life into someone is black women. Sokka and Jet gotta be cousins or something, because the same uncle that taught Jet how to hang wheat off his lip like a toothpick taught Sokka how to spit game.
Come on!
To the moon. Talk ain't nothing nothing but a 4'11" sample of Go Back and Get It, and come to think of it, so is Zuko with his dragons and his new flames, and actually Aang's entire existence is quite literally a glowing illustration of Sankofa. Yes. Uncle Iroh ain't nobody but your friendly neighborhood corner store crate sitter.
Wow.
Don't the world hate Azula because she can do things that nobody else can do? Don't that sound black? When Aang's back was against the wall and he ain't know what to do, didn't he come up with an entirely new way to save the world? Don't that sound black? Like, let's keep it a stack. Black folk age just as fast as 12-year-old bodies in icebergs. Like who else do you know just hits backflips in the front yard because they want to? Who else do you know shaves their head just because they can and looks fly while doing it? Like, who else do you know will go to war for their bison? Like, who else do you know will go to war alongside their bison? Who else do you know of that pays for the mistakes of someone they're not?
Come on.
Has to clean up a mess that they did not make. Who else do you know of that knows what it means for building a nation from the ground up to be a thankless job? The only other difference between us and Aang is that this Avatar don't die young. So perhaps Avatar: The Last Airbender is not an allegory. Perhaps it is a parable. Like, maybe you can save the world and get the girl. Or perhaps you really do go far when you go together. Or maybe, just maybe, despite what you've been told, you can have everything you've ever dreamed of. Give it up for DJ Bird, because he just had the literal entire night. Like, the whole night. Like, crazy. No, give it up again.
Bird is on it.
Right? I said this probably every time we come out. The reason why he's not just a DJ, he's my DJ.
He's not just a DJ, he's my DJ.
It's because you see DJs at events, and certainly there are plenty of them who are locked in, but there are plenty of them who are just there to play music, to do their job. And I see Verb at events, including this one, but any other time I've seen Verb tell it's a Temple of Passion event. And Verb is enjoying the poetry as much as anybody out there. Yeah. Verb is paying attention. Verb is doing responses to what people came up with. That's why he's been a part of this every single time. Give it a one more time. And also, give it up for that last piece for Avery, LaMar. Oh, wow. I didn't watch the show. But like still, like walking through that and like, you're like, okay, oh damn. It was, that was like, even without how, I was sitting next to someone who has, and so like, even like, certainly another level if you had, but even without, that was amazing.
See, now you gotta watch Avatar.
Okay, man, you gotta watch Avatar.
You gotta watch Avatar.
Like, Legend
I got homework, y'all.
Legend of Korra is cool and everything. I'm an Avatar Aang guy. Like, I can't do nothing about it.
Y'all, we're closing the night. I hope you got some applause in you because we got to give it up for some folks.
Yeah.
Let's give it up for Seth Vale, Nate Vale, the Answer Theater. I've said this before, this is not hyperbole. This is the closest place to home in Akron. This is my spot. Come here as often as you want. There's always great things going on. Give it up for all those features. because I put them on the bill, but damn did they deliver.
Listen, y'all.
Torque!
Listen. The black and white of it is this, okay? Like, sometimes when people are just good, you just gotta be like, that was good. Yeah. I've been sitting next to Zuggie the whole night, and I just looking over at Zuggie, I say, that was a good piece. Like, sometimes we can be like really poetic and say like, it just moved me, but sometimes you gotta be like, that was good. That was good. And that's how I feel like the most of the night. Now, I can't do that with everybody, otherwise, like, we won't have as much energy as we need. But like, I'm like, nah, that was good.
That was good.
That was good.
Make sure you tell that to folks on your way out here to mingle, talk to folks. Shout out some poets you like out there. Make sure you mingle with them, connect with them on Instagram. All of these folks have amazing work online. They have books with them, some of them. They have merch with them. They have upcoming events.
Yeah,
it's happening.
Listen, the summer tapes drop next Friday.
Woo! Let's go.
26. Listen, you know what I mean? It's wherever you got. You gotta listen to it in order though. Like you can't listen to it out of order.
It's an album.
You gotta listen to that thing from top to bottom, okay? But like, I ain't gonna fake Keith. I love everybody in this room with the love of Christ. And I'm sleepy. Like, and I say that just as plainly as I mean it just as plainly as I said it. Right? It's home, right?
It's home.
I love y'all with the love of Christ. And I'm sleepy.
Featured poets, don't leave because we're going to do a group picture. So make sure we keep everybody here. I know we're about to leave. We'll come up on stage right after this and we'll get a group shot. Verb too.
Give yourselves a round of applause.
Yeah.
Y'all want to connect with audience. I know I'm low energy right now. And it's because I told y'all already that this is home. So I appreciate y'all holding space for me. But y'all was a dope crowd. But we be having some dead crowds sometimes. Like sometimes some people have dead crowds. And it's like, we can't do nothing with that. Y'all was up. Y'all was awake. Y'all was with us. And so we appreciate you all.
Thank you all so much. Appreciate you coming out. All the energy you brought to the room. Love y'all. See you soon.
Thank you, Keith. That was amazing.